It's Friday night, and that can mean only one thing. The Quick Finishers Racing League Race 12 at Kansas. This is the Twister 240. We are the Sim World Racing Network, where you get all racing action 3 nights a week. Welcome to Kansas. I am David Hara, your host, and in the booth with me, as always, David Lefano. David, here at Kansas, man, should be a good race tonight as we have a pretty good field.
Yeah, excited to be back in Kansas. I know this is, what is this called? The Twister 250?
Twister 240, yes, sir.
So hopefully no Twisters touch down here tonight and then get the race in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've had enough of that going on, and we hope everybody's safe and recovering well from all the action that was going on out there in Kansas or the Midwest in general. And then now I believe in the South here, we've had some, I know we had some just, 30 or so miles from my house here in the Carolinas, and then I believe Tennessee got hit pretty hard. So our thoughts and prayers with all the folks affected by weather-related issues here lately. But tonight in Kansas, the only thing turning circles is these drivers on track. And I'm telling you, the track temperature is 112 degrees, Dave. And now I got out there a little bit earlier, as you'll see Hera kind of scroll through there on your screen. Track's pretty slick, especially if you were crossing those seams with the variation in the banking.
Yeah, 112 degree track temp it's going to make this really slick. And like you said, those seems seem to be the most vulnerable spot, the slipperiest spot on the racetrack. So managing those seams will be key here tonight. I think most of these drivers you're going to see kind of up, running the wall. That's typical Kansas. Kind of that middle line to upper lane, just what Kansas brings here.
Yeah, it's 73 degrees, but like you said, the track temperatures, well, I think it's dropping a couple of degrees here. We're showing 110, at least on our race info screen here. We're in Kansas City, Kansas. 1.5 mile, sort of a cookie cutter. I mean, you don't have the abrupt. It is D-shaped, but you don't have the abrupt changes through the tri-oval like you would say in Charlotte or Atlanta. But nonetheless, still a 1.5 mile track. But this does have progressive banking, as we were talking about, crossing those seams. Causes these cars to get a little tight, loose. But the set here, the fixed setup is pretty tight, so you can really use that to your advantage if you straddle those seams.
Yeah, it's all about that tire placement, right? Is where you are on those seams, where your tires line up and meet the asphalt. There is some grip to be had, but if you get it wrong, it's a little slick.
Well, Dave, so we're coming. This is race 12. What are we looking like in the point series here for the Quick Finishers Racing League? We're working our way towards the mid-season. Not quite there yet, but we're in the mid-season stretch, I would say.
Yeah, we're working. This is race 12, I believe, here tonight for Quick Finishers Racing League. Right now, sitting at the top of the points is Eric Thornton in that 88 car here tonight. Looks like 21 points back, or he's got a 21-point lead on the field as of right now. Curtis Sovereign sitting second in points. Shane Nelson third. Fourth is Gregory Robinson, and fifth is Michael Kurgelak. So Kurgelak sits fifth. Let's see, about 45 points back from the lead. So still pretty tight here through even the top 10 of points.
Yeah, Dave, and it is a win and you're in kind of thing. So to get into the playoffs, if you can get a win and still complete the proper amount of races in a season, in the regular season, then you can get your way into that playoff grid. But yeah, that's where we stand on the points thus far. This race 12 in here, but right now we're gonna jump over and go to our pre-race ceremony. So bear with us. Please rise if you're able and remove your hat as the United States Navy Band performs our national anthem. Right. Thanks again to the United States Naval Band for their rendition of our national anthems. Qualifying is getting ready to start up here. And we want to thank the United States Air Force for doing the flyover here. That's always a great thing to have before these races, seeing the Air Force get out there and kind of flex their muscle a little bit. Or sometimes I believe it's the blue. What is it? The blue angel or the Angels. So
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, here we are at Kansas, waiting for these cars to get out and turn some laps in qualifying to set the field for the Twister 240 here from the Kansas Speedway. This is the Quick Finishers Racing League. We are the Sim World Racing Network. Looks like Eric Thornton maybe has taken a lap at a 31.75.
Yeah, looks like Eric there. They're starting to roll in now. Michael Kerjelak with a 31.72 moves him to the top of the charts.
Michael Boone with a 31.73. Zulu with a 74. Taking that third spot. With Thornton drops for Thornton to fourth. Sauber is fifth with Nelson in the sixth position right now. Thornton now jumps back to the top with a 31.47. Good lap for Eric Thornton, our points leader.
Yeah, our points leader and last week's winner there at Dover.
Nelson with a 31.55 takes the second spot. Have a new name in the field with Huber. That is, let me get his full name, Lee Walter Huber. Welcome to Quick Finishers Racing League. Barnett jumps to third on the grid. Oh, and Essery jumps up to a 31.47 on his second lap to take the second position.
Yeah, we get a couple new names in the field, I believe, tonight.
Yeah, Kenneth DePlanche is another new one, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah. Yeah. Ken DePlanche, I guess that is.
He'll correct us at some point if we're wrong, I'm sure. And I believe Ken's quite new. See, we also have Clayton Cyrus in the field tonight, it looks like. Hasn't taken a time yet, but several new names in here. Looks like we got a fairly large field if everyone takes the grid. Now, I think I was one of those names, but no, I'm not on there. And yeah, I am, so I'm still showing up, but hopefully won't be showing up in the rundown as I won't be taking the grid for obvious reasons.
I mean, if you can run the race and broadcast at the same time, I'd be impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I could. It's just neither of the two would be good. Yeah, I try that over on my GamerTube Elite channel on Tuesdays when we run with the All-American Racing League. I kind of broadcast from my in-car setup there, but you don't get a whole lot of conversation out of me. You get more conversation, I guess, in the Discord and over the team radios and things. You get to hear a bunch of that stuff if you're on the channel, and believe it can catch you over on Behind the Dave. Isn't that right, David?
Yeah, I'm over at Behind the Dave. I did not stream or broadcast the 600 last week. I kind of got in there late. Didn't have time to set everything up, but hopefully going forward I can make that all work.
Oh, no problem. Just the longest race of our season. 4 hours that event went on. It was a really good race with Brenda Mathia getting the win after a very, very long night of racing. Matter of fact, I believe you and I both jumped up at halfway under the stage caution to go take a bathroom break while in the pits. That's a whole art within itself, folks, being able to get out of your rig, get to the bathroom and back without going a lap down. But we were both able to pull that off, so pretty proud of that myself. We call them that a pee stop, or the pit and pee.
It looks like everyone that's maybe, I don't know.
Well, we've
Like Tyler Nelson might still be on track here.
Yeah, we're coming to the end of the qualifying time, I do believe. Or do they have a 10-minute session up? I can't really tell from the screen that I'm on. Maybe, oh, wait a minute, that time might be behind that. Oh, yeah, so this is a 10-minute qualifying session. So they have a few more minutes of qualifying here to give folks, and some folks either may decide to start at the rear, or they could also be, trying to watch track temperature to see if the track temperature. So we were reading 112 and then 110. It was two different methods of seeing the weather. So let me pull this one back up again. Okay, it's still reading 112. So it doesn't look like we've lost any temperature in the track through at least practice and now into qualifying here. Matter of fact, I know when the practice started, the temperatures were much, much cooler. So it's been getting hotter throughout the day as we are at 2:11 p.m. Sim time. So in Kansas, it's 2:11 here at the track, which means it could stand to get a little bit hotter before this race is over. No weatherman, though. No weatherman.
We will wait and see.
But much like the weatherman, I've been wrong a lot. So, yeah, anyway, won't get into all that.
Yeah, it looks like we got about 3 minutes left in qualifying. See if anyone else goes out here late to try to put a lap down.
Yeah, of the 22, we've got 16 of the 22 cars that put a lap down thus far.
Yeah, it looks like Clayton Cyrus is on track right now, maybe coming to complete lap 2.
Interestingly enough, I'm not showing any drivers on track. Make sure I'm live here.
Does look like we have 23 drivers in the session. We'll see if they all take the green.
Well, you got to keep in mind one of those is me, which will not be taking the grid. So 22 active drivers, potential drivers to take the grid. We have just about a minute and a half left in this qualifying session. Doesn't look like they're going to fast forward it here, so we'll get started here just shortly. Really curious to see which grooves here, because this is a multi-groove track. Which one's going to prevail? Which one's going to wear tire more? We have stage breaks tonight, Dave. I believe at lap third. Let me go find that. Yeah, it looks like we've got stage breaks tonight at lap 48. Be the first into the first stage, and lap 99 into the second stage, and then we'll run it on out to lap 161 to finish this thing off. Fuel is about 33 to 37 laps, is what I'm being told. So there will be, if it stays green, there will be green flag stops and possible strategy playing out throughout this race. So we'll speculate a whole lot about what we think's happening, and you can stick around to see if we're right or not.
And I do believe they have 5 extra sets of tires, and 1 fast repair for the evening.
Well, let's hope none of these drivers have to use that fast repair. But it's, as we know, Dave, it happens from time to time. You can get, especially if these guys are crossing those transition of the banking, the seams, just how they do that and who can manage that and keep their car going in the right direction, nose first. As qualifying is wrapping up and coming to an end, we should see the vehicles beginning to grid. I haven't. Interesting that got stuck. Let's see if we can straighten that out. Aha. There we are. As we see the cars starting to grid up now on pit road. On the inside row, row 1, we'll have Eric Thornton. To his outside will be Chris Essery, no newcomer Chris Essery. I believe he ran last week. James Nelson will start the inside row number 2 with Greg Barnett to his outside. Michael Kerjelak will be in the inside of row 3 with Curtis Sauburn on the outside. Zulu will be in row 4, inside of row 4 with Tyler Nelson, rookie Tyler Nelson to his outside. Clayton Cyrus starts 9th with Michael Bovair 10th. Michael Boone will be on the inside row with Kenneth Pack on the outside. Lee Huber will be in the 13th position with Mark Holofield starting 14th. Tyrone Yo, fastest in practice, will roll off 15th with Ken DeBlanc Jr. on his outside. Gregory Robinson in the number 3 will be in the 17th position with James Bowden. Well, so it looks like it did kind of grid me there, unfortunately. So that's going to change. James Bowden will be on the inside line with Ryan Steinhoff to his outside. Tommy Osborne, or I'm sorry, to his inside as well. It's so weird. Dustin Matney starts 21st. Tommy Osborne will start 22nd, and Jim Hubble will start 23rd. Now, all those drivers, it's going to change just a little bit because for whatever reason, it kept me in the session there, unfortunately. But that's okay.
Yeah, they're rolling out. They'll do one lap around here. They'll get the green this time by.
Yeah, and the initial start is on the green flag. I think we've mentioned that before, but if you're new to SimWorld Racing Network and the Quick Finishers Racing League, green flag will be on the leader for any restart past the start. So the very first start here will be on the flag man.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking for drivers to get loose off of turn 2 here on the initial start. Fresh tires, not gripping like they want, so we're going to have to watch that coming through turn 2.
Barney has the green flag in hand, waiting for the drivers to get up here to the start zone. And he'll wave that green flag and get us underway. And they're off as Eric Thornton leads him to the green. James Nelson right there on his bumper. See them spread out here. This track is plenty wide enough. Go about anywhere they need to go. Eric Thornton will lead lap number 1 here in the Twister 240 from Kansas.
James Nelson running that kind of middle line, the 22. Chris Essery gets a good run there off of 2, can't quite make it stick. He's going to look to the inside into 3.
Trying that bottom. He's going to have to close the door because that momentum on that high side would prevail, but he does. Drivers kind of smacked the wall there a little bit. Not sure exactly who it was, but I saw a little bit of dust kick up from them.
Looks like Ryan Steinhoff is on pit road.
I'm not seeing any damage. Not sure exactly what happened to him there. The leaders are going to catch him for sure. Jim Hubble has retired from the event. I'm not sure that he started. As well as Dave Hara. He's out as well, did not start.
So I think Ryan Steinhoff may have missed the start, and that's what he was doing coming off of pit road.
I see. Ooh, the 99. The
Eric
Blanche
Thornton's
sideways.
Eric Thornton out to almost half a second lead now over Chris Essery in that 22 car.
Running right up on the wall. Seems to be carrying pretty good speed up there. Michael Kerjelek trying to take a little look on that center line, runs it in a little, about middle of the track, and then has to wash up to the wall. So lost a little bit of time there. As we'll see Curtis Saubrin giving a little bit of bump to the 38 machine of Greg Barnett. Kenneth Pack up to 8th position after starting 12th on the field.
A good battle here from, make that about 4th on back. They're all kind of under a blanket here fighting for everything they've got early on. And you see Ryan Steinhoff in that mix as well, but unfortunately, he is multiple laps down, I believe.
The two of Tyrone Yo was trying to work to the inside of the 05 of Clayton Cyrus, but Tyrone got down there on that apron just a little bit. Had to give up that spot.
And the 99 is now on pit road. Looks like he's hit the wall one too many times here in the early going.
Coming down. Oh, he hits the inside wall on pit road there. It almost looks like like he didn't have any control over the steering box there going into the pits. Essery just dropped through the field. Not sure what. Maybe he didn't. Okay. No, that was just my timing playing tricks on me there. Here on lap 9 of 161 in Kansas.
And Eric Thornton still your leader by just over half a second on Chris Essery. You got Greg Barnett running in 3rd, about 1 second or so behind the 22. And then you got a gaggle of them back here from 4th on back.
It looks like Greg was able to get up and around the 75 of James Nelson to take that position away. Kenneth Pack's now up 6 positions. He's moving through this field.
I don't believe so. The first stage, I believe, was what, lap 48?
That is correct, sir.
But I don't believe they can make it all the way on fuel, so they will have to at least stop here 1 point for fuel.
Yeah, we're showing 33 to 37 laps is what I'm being told. They can run on fuel. So kind of a pit window should open up around lap 30, between 30 and 33. Depends on how the drivers want to do it. If they think it's got a green flag fill, we may see some drivers come in a little earlier, short pit, and be able to use some of that those freshies to make up some time. Oh, the 74 is sideways. Ooh. Oh, tough break. Caution is out. We caught that in real time. It's unfortunate for the 75. You're just kind of like in the wrong place at the wrong time there. We'll find a replay and show you exactly what happened again.
Look from my angle real quick. Looked like the 74 of Steinhoff got a little bit of loose and just couldn't correct it, and unfortunately collected at least the 75.
Yeah, David. He was crossing from the middle lane to the high lane there, crossing that transition, and the rear end just steps out. And then the 75 just had no time to react. Tried to go low and was unable to do it. 54 gets in the back of the 75, kind of pushes him on into it a little harder. 16 got really lucky to go low around the 54. Yeah. Ooh, that 98 just barely slipped through that mess. Let's see if we get any takers on pit road here.
I think the 54 was involved there as well. Unfortunate for those two, the 75 and 54. in the 74.
Looks like we have everybody going to come down here, Dave. 13
Yeah, I think
laps in. This was set
I
into
think
the
this
end.
will put them in their pit window to get through stage 1 here on fuel.
Yeah, because when they restart, they're going to have about a 32, maybe 31 lap run. So yeah, everybody comes in now, gets 4 fresh tires and full fuel.
I don't think you'll see much tires on this one. I think you'll see fuel only right here.
We've got right
maybe
sides
if you
for
get
the
a
leader.
caution, maybe a caution midway through, maybe some tire changes. But
yeah, well, we got the leader took 4 tires there. Several of these drivers took 4, but it looks like the top. Let's see. Tyler Nelson has not pitted. He's currently scored as our leader. Chris Essery, 6.9 seconds. May have just taken fuel only. Greg Barnett with fuel only. Kenneth Pack, fuel only. Michael Kerjelak, fuel only. Eric Thornton will be in the 6th position. I mean, I'm sure Tyler Nelson's probably going to come in, but coming off 5th, he'll have the fresh tires, and then there's another 5 or 6 cars behind him that also took fuel only. Till you get back to Michael Boone in 12th, who it appears took 4 tires as well. So it's going to be interesting, with if these tires are going to pay off, and we'll really know about watching somebody like Michael Boone. Eric Thornton, I kind of expect him to be able to run up there with the leaders anyway. But to see if Michael Boone, because he's already starting in 5th position, if Michael Boone can come up in the 12th position, we're going to know that the 15 laps on tires was just too much.
Yeah, and the 85 of Tyler Nelson now on pit road to service that vehicle. Maybe he just missed it on the original pit lane opening, but it looked like fuel only for the 85.
Your leader in the number 22 Shell Pennzoil Ford is Chris Essery. Now, the car in front of him, it was, like we mentioned earlier, Ryan Steinhoff. He's actually the one that brought out the caution. I think he's going to take a wave around here and get one of his laps back. I'm not sure how many laps he's down at the moment. I have to wait to see that on the...
It looks like he's down 2 laps right now. Well, 2 laps now, so he'll be 2 laps down. He was 3.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll come around and restart at the rear of the field and just really hope for another caution at some point. He didn't start enough laps later for it to really matter as far as fuel goes. The 24 makes his way around the pace car, goes around to catch up to the rear of the field there to leave him just 2 laps down. The 99 of DePlunk is still on pit road. He may be hanging it up for the night, not quite sure. It seemed like he was having some trouble maybe with his steering wheel, because as he come down pit road, he smacked the inside wall and it just pushed him out of the pit box like he couldn't turn.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Looks like he's rejoining, though. Looks like the 51 of Jim Hubble never took the green.
We got DePlunk just sitting here on the backstretch. Not sure what's going on. If he's having some kind of sim trouble. Okay, he's rolling again now. He has too much trouble. They may DQ him, but it looks like we're lined up getting the restart zone. 22 just didn't fire off. It's like nobody fired off. It was a very strange looking restart there.
Good start there for the 16. Kenneth Pack looking underneath the 38. At the 88 of Eric Thornton. He's on 4 fresh tires.
He's now looking to the inside of the 16 to take that 2nd spot. See if he can get it done on the bottom. The momentum on the top is going to hold the 16 in the 2nd position for right now. Field comes off of 2, heading down the backstretch. '84 of Bovair looking to the inside of the 41 of Kerjlak, trying to make that pass on the low side as they come through the trioval. Yeah, it looks like the middle to the top, Dave, is where all the speed is, though. 88 gets a good run to the inside. Looks like the 16 may have had a little bit of trouble there, as he's going to lose 2 spots.
Yeah, it looks like Greg Barnett is going to go by the 16 as well.
41 of Kerjlak looking to the inside. He's going to complete that pass or try to for the tribals. They're now 3 wide to make that 2 wide. 84 to the outside of the 16. Now the 3 to the inside, 3 wide into 1. 3 backs out of it, allows the 16 to get in line. Your leader, Chris Essery, is being chased down by this 88 of Eric Thornton, your points leader. Eric on the fresher tires, about 13 green flag laps fresher. And he's now looking to the inside of the 22 as they come to the start-finish line. And looks like he's going to complete it down into 1. Not sure the 22 is going to be able to carry enough momentum off of 2 here as the 88's able to go up and fill that gap. Tommy Osborne and the 3 of Smokey Robinson battling it out for this 6th position behind Kenneth Pack. Now the 1 Osborne looks to the inside of Kenneth Pack to take 5th away.
Yeah, and the 1 there, the 1 and the 5 are both on fresh tires. I've been kind of watching them a little bit to see if they can move their way up, and they have been. They picked up, 3 or 4 spots here since the drop of the green flag, since that caution.
The 1 of Tommy Osborne rocking that Night Owl So's kind of the rustic looking paint scheme. Really kind of dig that paint each and every week I see it on that car. He and Michael Boone, like you said, kind of marching on those fresh tires, getting everything they can out of them on that low side. The 16 able to use the momentum of the high side to stay ahead of Boone from now. He and Kerjlak both are under fire by this 5 of Michael Boone. Justin Matney up 13 positions. The number 12 Eagle 1 Camaro. He's now trying to work to the inside of the 16. He's going to get that position as Kerjlak is into the wall. He's going to get both spots there as the 12 of Matney.
Yeah, the one on the 5 still marching through the field here.
Yeah, I was going to say biggest mover of the race thus far is the number 1 of Tommy Osborne, up 18 positions to P4 and looking for another position over the Night Owl So's sponsored 38 of Greg Barnett. Out front, Eric Thornton has taken the lead and marched away with it, about 1.4 seconds ahead of Chris Essery. Those fresh tires really paying off for this 88. Well, I think everyone that took fresh tires. Well, it doesn't look like Tommy Osborne took tires, though, Dave.
I'm showing him with a 16-second pit stop, so I just assumed he took tires.
I'm showing 3.4 seconds for his. Not sure why, but okay. I believe what you have to say about it. Yeah, because I do show Michael Boone was in 14.9 seconds, but Tommy Osborne I didn't show took tires. But now he's taking over that 3rd spot. It looks like he's going to clear the 38 on the exit here. And does with ease. It doesn't look like Tommy's even considering running that high line. Hey, watch what's working,
No, him and the 5 have kind of been glued to that bottom.
Well, if you're on fresher tires, you got to kind of go where everybody else isn't. But I thought once they got clear of other drivers that we would see them kind of shoot up to that high line. But and Michael Boone does this time through 1 and 2. but Osborne did not. He stayed low, and the 12 of Matney right there along with him. Now, Dave, do you show Matney took tires? Because I don't. Again, I show
Yes,
4.6 seconds.
I'm showing Matney with a 15.77
That is
stop.
so strange that we have different readings on our software, but it is what it is. Sometimes with technology, you're going to get some funky stuff happening.
But the 1 has cut that deficit down to just about half a second over the 22. So fresh tires definitely prevailing here. As you see, Eric Thornton out to a 2.5 second lead on those fresh tires. Everyone else is coming behind him.
See two distinct lines here between second and third. 22 glued to the top of the wall. Number 1 getting right down there on that white line, going through the corners. It's a good way to stay out of that dirty air, too. If you can run the low line, then you're going to stay out of dirty air, and it's going to help your car turn just that much better.
Yeah, and that's what makes Kansas fun, that progressive banking, multiple grooves. I think overall, when you're all equal on tires, I think that upper lane is the preferred line. But as you see on fresh tires, you can definitely make that bottom work.
Yeah, as he and Boone are both up now. Boone's in the 4th position right now, and with Osborne in second now, was fighting for second. Looks like the 22 of Essery are able to hold on to it for the time being here. We got about 18 laps left, 17 laps left in this stage. So still some time to see what's going to go on. But I just don't see guys with older tires. I mean, they may equal out at some point, but then you've lost all that distances. The 1 gets a little bit tight on the exit there, and the 22 is able to get back around. Now the 5 looking to the outside of the 1.
Yeah, and I think the tires may be equaling out here just a little bit.
5, 3 wide. 3 wide through the tri-oval. Yikes.
Yeah, they're really starting to equal out. The 1 and the 5 just, it's almost like they hit the 22 and they came to a stop. So, definitely tougher now that they've caught the 22.
Yeah, absolutely. And that usually happens as you go through a field anyway, right? You're going to get up to the faster cars that are typically at the front. So even with the tire advantage, it gets a little harder and harder to make passes as you get to the front. But I think you're right. I think, with 33 laps on the 22's tires, and then we're now looking at 20 laps or so, 18 laps on these other drivers that took the tires.
See if Michael Boone in that 5 can do anything with the 22, able to get around the 1 of Tommy Osborne. Now working on the back bumper of the 22.
Yeah, he's running that higher line, which brings the momentum. He's running the middle line there. So able now to be to the inside. Looks like he may get clear through the tri-oval. See if he throws that block. And he does. And kind of takes the line away from the 22. Puts some dirty air over on the nose of the 22. Now the 22's under fire by that 1 of Osborne. Oh, as the 22's into the wall, 1's going to get by. 12 is now looking to the inside of the 22. As they're now side by side for the 4th position.
So yeah, fresh tires definitely prevailed because right now the top 4 all 4 that took tires on the last stop, as the 22 is still fighting hard with the 12. But while this was going on, the 88 of Eric Thornton has checked out to about a 4-second lead over the field.
I've noticed the 75 of Nelson is, after that wreck, has just never really got going again. Go back here now that this battle's kind of settled out. Take a look at James Nelson's auto serve, number 75 Ford. Got a little damage there to it. I mean, it looks like he got some of it repaired, but I can still see a little buckle in the hood. Some damage to the right side. right rear, like maybe he got up and scraped the wall just a little bit. But AutoServe, check them out. Look, if you're in the Charlestown, West Virginia area, be sure to stop up to AutoServe, get your car serviced. If you got any damage, like our boy Nelson does here tonight, see the scrapes on the right side. Head on up to AutoServe, get that thing, get your vehicle serviced, get a new set of plugs so your car is running right. Your leader is the 88 of Eric Thornton, Tommy Osborne in second.
Chris Essery. What happened to the 5? Looks like the 22's been able to get back around the 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Now the 12's to the inside of Michael Boone, trying to take over that 3rd position. Check that, the 4th position. Trying to see on the right side. I don't see that he hit the wall or anything. I mean, the paint looks good. As he's now looking back, crosses over the 12, now looking back to the inside of the 12. Get that position back. So pushes up. It seems like he's getting a little tight, but he's going to clear the 12 now. Now looking to go around the 22. 22's having a little bit of trouble and is backing up, Dave.
Yeah, it looked like the 22 got tight off of turn 2, and that kind of checked him up and slowed him down through that whole backstretch and into turn 3.
Your leader is out to 4.4 seconds over this driver right here, the number 1 of Tommy Osborne, who's up 20 positions from his starting position. He started almost dead last on the field. Actually, of the cars that took the grid, he started dead last. And is just one more spot would be at the front of this thing. So good on Tommy. Good run for him so far. With Michael Boone running in that 3rd position.
Yeah, so we're going to have 7 laps to go in stage number 1.
Dustin Matney's currently in the 4th spot, up 17 positions from where he started. Chris Essery in the 22 is dropped a few spots from where he started, currently in 5th. Curtis Sauber, number 54, Motorcraft Quick Lane Motorcraft Ford, is in the 6th position. Greg Barnett, the Night Owl So's number 38 Chevrolet, in 7th. Michael Kerjelak with his Moza Butt Kicker number 41 car in the 8th position, with the number 3 of Gregory Robinson in 9th. Kenneth Pack rounds out your top 10 drivers on the night, with newcomer Lee Walter Huber in the 11th position. Zulu in his Go Pink and Black number 98. Machine is currently in the 12th position, with Clayton Cyrus in 13th in the 05. Rookie Tyler Nelson in his Traxxas number 85 Chevy in the 14th position, with Mark Holyfield Sr. looking to take that position away in the number 4 minor Ford. James Bowden is in the 16th position in the number 53 car, with Tyrone Yo in 16th in his Fanatec. Is this Chevrolet entry today? Okay, Chevrolet. Michael Bovair in the number 84 AutoZone Pennzoil machine in the 18th position. James Nelson in the number 75 AutoServe rounds out your lead lap cars in 19th. 74 of Ryan Steinhoff, as we mentioned, took the grid a little later than everybody else. Also got into a little bit of an incident, is currently a couple of laps down there in the 20th position, with Ken DeBlanc Jr., who I believe is left for the night, is in 21st. David Hera, of course, didn't take the field, and neither did Jim Hubble on the night. So that's your full field rundown, folks, as we are 45 laps of 161 here in the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series. Twister 240 from Kansas Speedway. Couple more laps, Dave, and we'll have a caution flag for the stage end. Once we get to the end of lap 48, that caution flag should fly. Groups everybody back up again. We dole out some points to drivers for their finishes in the first stage. And the big thing for Eric Thornton, he's our points leader. If he gets the stage win, that's another playoff point he'll carry into the playoffs. It's gonna make him hard to beat come playoff time if he keeps racking up these wins and playoff points. As Michael Boone and the 12 of Matney are battling it out for this third spot. 5 of Boone on the outside, 12 of Matney on the inside.
This time by, I believe, we got 1 to go in the stage.
That is correct, sir.
Actually, it should be the end of lap 48, so they're going to have one more time around here as Eric Thornton works his way off at turn 4. To start lap 48, caution should wave at the end of this lap.
Well, Matney was able to clear Michael Boone here, so he'll get the third place points if he can hold it out to the end of the lap. Your winner is stage 1, the number 88 of Eric Thornton. Kind of picking up where he left off, winning stages.
Yeah, I believe most of his wins. I think he's got 3 wins on the season, and most of those he has swept all the stages and won dominantly. So,
and I believe there was a couple of times, that he actually had he won both stages, I believe, in one race, and I can't remember which week it was, but then had issues, some type of internet issue or something that kicked him out of the race after winning both stages, and was in the lead when it happened, and cost him a victory there as well. We are under the caution, folks. Going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with you in just a moment from Kansas. As we saw pit stops underway there, it looks like Tommy Osborne is going to beat the 88 off of pit road with an 11.28 second pit stop. Not sure if he just took 2 tires, maybe. You probably know at home as you were watching live when that happened. But yeah, new leader, Tommy Osborne. From the back of the field to the front for Tommy. And that is just a sick paint scheme. Really great job. Oh, he's coming back down. Tommy is coming back down pit lane. Not sure.
Yeah, it looks like he did not take tires at all, so he must have not checked his tires.
Unfortunate for the one.
The big loser there was the 12 of Matney. He kind of overshot his box, showing him in third, but it looked like he lost more than that. He overshot his box and had to back up.
Yeah, I guess it would have been fourth though, Dave. With the one being out there, so it really kind of Michael Kurgelak gained a bit there on that stop, putting him in second. Is he had a 14.5 second pit stop, fastest pit stop. So his crew is really getting it done. Looks like, yeah, Boone had a 34-second pit stop. Not sure what happened there. At least that's what I'm showing. Of course, my timing could be wrong again. So I'll have to rely on Mr. Lafano over there to kind of give us the real data. Are you showing Michael Boone with a long stop there, Dave? I mean, obviously he fell quite a few spots.
Let's see. Michael Boone. Yeah, he had a 34-second stop.
So we are showing accurately on that one this time.
But the 88 of Eric Thornton's going to take back over the lead after the misfortune for the 1 of Tommy Osborne not changing tires, had to come back down pit road. We'll stack them up, and next stage break is at lap 99.
Lap 99. So on that stage break, we'll try to get a word with Curtis Dale, get a lap around the track with Curtis Dale from his perspective, wearing the helmet cam for us tonight. We'll get his description of what's going on inside that Ford machine, number 54 machine of Curtis Sovereign.
Yeah, it looks like the 98 of Zulu has snuck his nose up into the front, into the top 5, running 4th now after the pit stops.
The 88 will be the control car inside the Geico restart zone. When he steps on the loud pedal, the green flag will come out. He's entering that restart zone here in just a second. And there now, fires off early. Good jump for the 88.
Yeah, real good jump. Kind of stacked up that outside lane. 98 had nowhere to go, kind of pushing the 41 of Kurjalak there a little bit on the start.
The 12 to the inside of the 41. 12 of Matt, and he got a really good run on the exit there as well, heading down the backstretch. See if he can get clear going into 3. Looks like the 41's hanging pretty tight. They're going to get really good momentum on the exit. No, 12 is able to clear. 41 now fighting back through the tri-oval, going to try to get back to the outside going into 1. Can't make it happen as the 12 was able to stay clear of him there on that low side. But you can really see how much time that the 41 makes up on the high side. Gets a great run now back to the inside of the 12 of Matney. Good battle for the second position here as the 41's going to get clear. Does he make the slide job? No, he does not. 12 fighting back to the outside. So we see the 16 and the 98 battling it out right behind them. It's 2x2 for the first couple of rows here. Meanwhile, the 88 saying, you guys keep doing this. Keep on battling and I'll keep driving away. Looks like everyone's getting it sorted out now. As we walk back through the field to 22, now looking to the inside of the 16. Chris Essery back on the same tire strategy with the rest of these guys. Making moves.
Yeah, and I think the 16 is kind of packed there. Says, hey, you're faster here on the short run. Go on by and I'll get you back later.
Yeah, Kenneth is a very smart driver. As the 22 is now looking to the outside of the 41. Trying to take another spot away. And looks like he will. The 16 is now trying to the outside of the 41 of Kurjalak. Yeah, like you said, Dave, on equal tires, you're probably right. That outside lane is definitely the fast way around. So you see Gregory Robinson's now up 10 spots to the 7th position. And then number 3 Bass Pro Shops tracker car there, tracker boats. Nelson making some moves back in the field. Now up to the 13th position, trying to get some of that back that he lost early on. He's now working to the inside of the 84 and the 40. They almost make contact. 75 backs out of it. Oh, as the 84 is up into the wall. 75 barely clears the rear end of him. The 38 gets by. Goodness gracious. Oh, my Lanta.
A lot of hard racing back here in the pack.
Yeah, Tommy Osborne still back in the 17th spot after unfortunately missing those tires on that pit stop and having to take a second stop. As the 48 is into the wall once more, just kind of bounces into it. And you know, Dave, we noticed that in practice, and I think even Curtis was talking about it a little bit. Depending on how you run the car here, if you run it on the low side, it's very hard to stay off the wall exiting two because your car gets really, really tight. And if you run the high side or kind of straddle those seams, you can loosen the car up, but then you got to watch it try not to snap around on you. The 22 of SRA is now trying to chase down the number 12 of Dustin Matney for the second spot. This is all about a second behind our leader, Eric Thornton, in the 88.
Yeah, 22 is going to get his nose to the inside of Dustin Matney.
Brett Ace, we thank you for subscribing to the channel. And yeah, that 98 got really lucky, absolutely. And then we've got Zachary says, "Go Tommy." And then we got Tommy Stuff. Thanks for watching again, Tommy Stuff. Go Greg Barnett, the number 38. What happened to Tommy? So Tommy had to take he came down pit road, but apparently did not have his tires checked. So he had to come down a second time to get tires, or he would have just been left behind. So
Caution is out.
Oh, caution is out while I was talking away. Do we know what happened? Because I'm not seeing.
I'm thinking the 75 and the 74.
Yeah, we got something with the 75 here. Let's see if we can find a replay of that. You see the 4 kind of comes up a little bit. This gets into the 74. And once again, the 75 can't get away from it. And then just gets hit by the 4 as the 4 was coming off that 75. I mean, off of the...
Yeah, it definitely looks like the 4 kind of run the 74 up the hill into the wall, and just once again, no place for the 75 or James Nelson to go.
Yeah, it's a tough break for... He's having a rough go at it thus far. Yeah, we see it almost stops the 74 when Holofield Senior gets up in, or junior senior something gets up into it.
Looks like most everybody is on pit road.
So let's see what they do here. Lap 65. We'll have another stage break at lap 99. Don't know if we're going to see tire changes here, or they're just going to fuel up. I think the guys who fueled up last time and did not take tires have learned something, hopefully. Oh, we see... looks like Kenneth Pack comes off just fuel only. Several drivers did, so that's going to leave the 88 losing a lot of spots again, but he again took 4 tires, and it worked out for him on that last stage. So your top 4 cars leaving pit road took fuel only. Dustin Matney may have taken 2 tires. He had a 12-second stop there. And then Eric Thornton is 6th. It's about where he started the last time he did this, but he took 4 tires. And Dave, I'm not sure about Tommy Osborne, if he took tires or not. Again, I'm showing a very fast time, which doesn't look correct to me.
Tommy Osborne.
I'm not sure why it's scoring him that way, but it is. Because I'm showing like 3.8 seconds.
I'm showing 8.5 seconds, so it looks like fuel only for Tommy.
Okay. Yeah, my scoring's having a little trouble with Tommy's times there. Shows he's back in. Tommy Osborne's coming back down pit road, the number 1. The 75 of Tyler Nelson also back in. So Tommy's probably going to come down and take 4 tires because they worked out so well for him the last time. Just not sure why he's not getting them on the first stop unless there was some kind of... No, we got a pass through possibly. He did not stop that time.
So something I'm just kind of paying attention to. So some of these drivers who took tires on the first stop, they're now... You got 5 sets of tires. So some of these drivers like Eric Thornton, maybe Dustin Matney, some of these guys are now working their 3rd set of tires here.
That's the 3rd changed, right? Yes, because
yeah,
they had the caution under the stage brake.
Yeah, where some of those drivers in that last stage were able to stretch their tires all the way to the end because we only had that 1 yellow. So if we get any late race drama, that could play out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Having that additional set of good years late in the race, you could make up a lot of time very quickly on guys with worn tires. I mean, we saw it with just 13 or so laps on your tires, right? We saw some comers and goers. If you're talking like later into a run, because the last run is going to be from lap 99. Let's see, you'll pit on lap 99, and then they're going to run it from there out to lap 161. So yeah, the caution flies at the right time towards the end of this thing with, say, 20 or 30 to go. Fresh set of tires would be nice to have. Or I think even 10 to go, right? Because then they've used more of their tire, the guys who don't have a set.
Yeah. And Catalan in the chat says, hi, guys. So, hi, Catalan. Thank you for tuning in again like you do each and every week. We appreciate it.
We absolutely do. And if you're new to the channel, be sure and hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell. We have racing 3 nights a week here on the SimWorld Racing Network as of right now. So we have the All-American Racing League Truck Series on Sunday nights, and then the All-American Racing League Cup Series on Tuesday nights. And right here every Friday is the Quick Finishers Racing League that you're watching now. This is the Twister 240 from Kansas Speedway as the pace car is off. Kenneth Pack will lead us to the green flag.
Green is out. Kenneth Pack gets a good little jump here over the 41. Greg Barnett trying to stay tight with the 41 as they enter into turn 1.
That battle for second now as Barnett now looking to the... Looks like 41's going to get a run on that high side. Oh, for 38 got really... Kind of got tight and had to pull off the 41 and got loose because of that. The 19's into the wall a bit. The 88 is moving back through the field, Dave.
Yeah, no surprise there. The 88 took those fresh tires, restarted, I believe, 6, and he's going to try to pick them off once again like he did in stage 1.
Curtis Salburn in the 54 is up to the 6th position, now under fire from Chris Essery in that number 22 Ford. 22 goes to the low side. Is he going to get clear of that 54? Doesn't quite get it yet as the momentum's on the high side. That banking's just progressive banking, as we talked about that. It's just a little bit more banking at each seam. I believe there's 3 seams here. So you can have 3 different levels of banking.
88 looking to the inside of the 16 to take over the lead, and caution flies.
Caution for Mark Hollifield Sr. and James Bowden had an issue. See if we can find out what's going on with those drivers. See the 53 to the inside of the 4. The 4 just kind of comes down on him there. I don't know if he was trying to make his approach to the corner and didn't see or didn't realize that the 4 or that the 53 was down there.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix between. It looked like the 53 was maybe taking a later entry into the corners. The Ford was trying to come down to make his entry. They just kind of met in the middle.
This is a very, very big track, so there's plenty of room here, but it just depends on what piece of real estate you want there. You know, what piece of the track you want to be using at any given time. As I'm still showing the 16 scored as your leader. As the 88 didn't quite get past before the caution flag flew there. So the 16 will be the control car with Eric Thornton will restart on his outside. Greg Barnett will restart in third with Justin Matney fourth. And Chris Essery rounding out your top five.
Yeah, it looks like we got James Nelson, Tyrone Yo, James Bowden, and the Ford Mark Hollifield on pit road. Let's see what James does. Looks like James is taking 4 tires, possibly. Yes, 4 tires for James Nelson.
Tyrone Yo may have taken fuel only.
Yeah, I'm showing 5.5 seconds. So they might be a little tight on fuel. Possibly, and maybe Tyrone just wanted to top that off to be safe.
Yeah, I mean, if he was back there anyway, you might as well go ahead and top it off, just so that he doesn't have to do any saving here. And I don't know if any of these guys are saving or not.
I can tell you. Yes, the 16 is clutching, so he is saving.
Yeah, as you see, his RPMs are all the way down about 400, and then
Eric Thornton the same. Greg Barnett the same.
Yeah, so these guys are going to be tight on fuel. It's going to be interesting to see if they can run it wide open, and still be able to save enough. Dustin Matney doesn't appear to be clutching it.
It looks, yeah, Chris Essery is clutching, but he's not killing the car. He's staying around 2,000 RPM, so he's just clutching. Kenneth Pack, Eric Thornton, they are actually killing the engine in that car and clutching.
Well, the interesting thing about Matney is he was rolling around here in second gear, so he's really using up a lot of fuel unnecessarily. So it'd be interesting to see if he'll be able to make it to the end of this stage. And I don't know how close they are. I mean, they put it on lap 64. We're told they could get 33 to 37, which would put them there without being a fuel issue. But maybe they're not getting the fuel mileage that was reported from practice.
Yeah, looking back through the field, a lot of clutching going on. So I'd say these drivers are tight on fuel, and that makes sense why someone like Tyrone Yo that was running near the back of the field came in top off just to be on the safe side.
And James Nelson, he'll be in good shape, sitting with 4 tires, and full of fuel. So he may be in the best position here, as he won't have to save anything.
Eric Thornton actually running around here in 4th gear, trying to save as much fuel as he possibly can.
Yes, we're running a 60% fuel here tonight, folks. So 60% fuel, 60% on the race length, I believe. So yeah, we're running, I believe it's, what is it, Dave, somewhere around 12 gallon?
Yeah, I believe 60%. Same thing we run over in AARL. It's 60%. It's about 12 gallons of fuel compared to the normal 20.
Now, the All-American Racing League did just come off of running the GamerTube Elite 600 over there at Charlotte, and that was 100% fuel. And was pretty good race. If you guys want to check out the replay of that, you can find it in that. But we are with the Quick Finishers Racing League tonight. Lap 74. Going to come back to green on lap 75 here in the Geico restart zone. 16 fires off. It's a pretty decent jump out over that 88. Let's keep in mind, Eric Thornton in the 88 is on fresher tires than is the 16.
Ooh, Matney gets loose on the top, coming off a 2-3
Three
wide
wide.
down the back.
Got a little nervous there. And I ain't scared of nothing as we got a battle for the lead. As the 88 of Thornton was able to get around the 16 using that inside. Now, Dave, in the sim here, as the 22 gets right to the back of the 88 there, battles going all through this field. Now, Dave, does cycling of the tires like that benefit a driver with older tires or no? And by cycling, I mean having the caution flag come out there and being able to cool them off a bit.
Yeah, you may be able to cool them off and get a few good solid laps out of them, but I think those fresher tires are just always going to prevail here at a track like Kansas.
We're battling 3 wide back here for the 5th position. It's the 54-41 and the 12 of Matney. 12's in that sucker hole as the 41 gets up to him a little bit, pushes up. All the drivers able to hold on to it.
Still 3 wide. Looks like they're fixing to go 3 wide behind him as well.
Zulu in that number 98 machine trying to hold off the 3 and the 5. Chris Essery has moved into that 2nd position, gotten around the 12 of Kenneth Pack, or 16 of Kenneth Pack. Greg Barnett now looking to try to catch up to the 16, see if he can make that pass to take over the 3rd spot. 16 gets up there, may have touched the wall there just a little bit. James Nelson in the 75 on those fresher tires, slowly and methodically making some moves to get himself back up through this field here with 20 laps to go in this stage. Was involved in a couple of incidents earlier, not of his own doing, where another car was involved in an incident in front of him, slows him up really fast, and you're just unable to check up a lot of times for that. It's been unfortunate for the 75 being caught in 2 of those so far. He's still side by side with the 84 of Beauvais. Now clear of the 80.
Oh no, the 5 gets loose. They all straighten it out down the back stretch here. That was close to being a big one. Oh, the 5 back up onto the track.
Just trying to find the 5 on my. There he is.
Oh boy, 5. That was a little bit of a struggle from turn 2 all the way down into turn 3, but he's got it back straight.
Let's see if I can find what happened to him. I'm going to try this one and see if this gives us a view of what happened to Boone.
Yeah, when the 5 came back onto the racetrack, that was a close one there as well.
Gets really tight in the center, and then, it breaks free, transitioning across that banking there, puts him down to the inside. It got a little bit of the wall, not a whole lot of damage there. Back out front, Eric Thornton in the 88, enjoying about a half a second over this 22. The 22 of Chris Essery, though, is kind of reeling him in just a bit, or has been. Not much faster. They're both running around 31.5. 31.55 last time for Eric Thornton, 31.53 for Chris Essery in second.
Yeah, good battle going on between the 98 and the 54. They banging doors down the backstretch a little bit. Looks like they're going to sort that out as Zulu moves up to 6th.
Zulu seemed to be really loose off that off of 4 there. 54 gets a run to his inside. Am I still in replay? I need to make sure I'm not. I think I may be. 5 of Michael Boone is in. decided to bring that machine on down for service.
Yeah, he was having some issues. Not sure if there was damage or if he's just stopping for fuel. Maybe he couldn't make it on fuel. That could be an issue here as we're working lap 85. Next stage break will be at lap 99. So that could be a fuel stop to make it the rest of the way.
Move Greg Barnett to the 3rd position as he gets around Michael Kerjelak. Behind them, Zulu now working to the inside. Zulu working to the inside of the 16. Kenneth Pack makes that pass. And Kenneth again out on older tires. Looks like Zulu did take tires on his last stop there on lap 64. So those fresher tires really starting to pay off now. As both Eric Thornton, our leaders, 1 and 2, both took tires. And then Zulu will be the next that's taking tires. He's sitting in 5th, looking to chase down Michael Kerjelak and Greg Barnett, who were fuel only in that last stop.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting just watching, between the 88 and 22, the 88 is shifting from 5th to 4th in the corners. And the 22 Esri is not. He's staying in 5th gear. So just a little bit of difference in the driving styles.
Dave, don't look now, but James Nelson taking full advantage of those fresh tires he picked up to P7. He's getting a little bit of fight from the 54, trying to keep him at bay on the outside there, and does so. Gets a great run down the backstretch.
Yellow is out.
Yeah, looks like Tyler Nelson may have had an issue on track. So we're going to have a shootout of about 5 or 6 laps. It's going to be interesting. Let's see what happens with Tyler.
Oh, it looks like he got a little loose, and the 4 kind of tagged him a little bit, nowhere to go, and spun him around there down the backstretch.
He did a pretty decent job there at keeping it off the wall. But yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he was doing. He was straddling the high lane and the middle lane, which 2 different bankings kind of upsets the balance on the car, and got himself loose there. Spun it on around with a little help by that 4, you're right.
So we'll see if anybody chooses to top off the tags, or they can continue to save to get to the end.
We saw something happen with Osborne and the 84 just now. I'm not sure what.
The 38 is in.
Let's go back and take a look and see what happened with these guys. I go to them and they're down on the grass. Were they trying to get around to the 84 checks? Oh, okay, so the 1 was down on the apron and the 84 drops down there, but the 1 hadn't quite checked up enough yet. Make a little contact. As you say, Greg Barnett was in, Michael Kerjelak is in, Curtis Sauber is in, Kenneth Pack is in. All these guys going to come in. Looks like take 4 tires now, and they may stay out at lap, maybe not stay out, but do fuel only or something at lap 99. You got to try something different than what the leaders are doing, right?
Yeah, so far no one's had anything for the 88, so now's the time to try something different. We're just going to have a handful of laps, it looks like. Let's see where Greg Barnett cycles back in. Yeah, that's going to put Greg Barnett, right now I'm showing him back in the 15th position, so we'll see how many spots he can pick up on those fresh tires as we close out here in stage 2.
So James Nelson's up to P4 now, Dave, and the leaders were in and got their tires on lap 64. This 75 machine was in on lap 71. So he's got about 7 lap difference on tires, which could come into play here late in this stage. It'd be interesting to see if he's able to make up a few more of these spots now that he's up in the front.
Yeah, I'm going to be keeping my eye on that 38 of Greg Barnett. First car out here on the fresh tires. but just a handful of laps remaining. So that's going to be interesting to see what he can do.
Yeah, to see if it's a if it's a gain, right? Well, to see if he can gain anything. Now, again, that's going to put an additional 7 or 8 laps on his tires under the green flag conditions if he doesn't take tires again at the stage break, where you're going to have the 88 come in, you're going to have the 22 is going to come down. These guys are going to come down. Zulu will probably come down, take his 4 tires. James Nelson may or may not. But you're going to have you're basically just flopping the situation, right?
Yeah, I think these drivers like Greg Barnett, Kerjalak, Pack, I think they were really hoping that more cars would follow them down pit road than they did. 'Cause it kind of puts them in a tough spot here in the closing laps of stage 2.
But at the same time, though, Dave, on those fresh tires, we know you can work the bottom a lot better on fresh tires, and there's nobody going to be there, right? These guys are going to be up against the wall. 30 pitting on lap 64, they almost have 30 laps on their tires. Not necessarily all green flag laps, but yeah, I mean, there's a good chance Greg Barnett and Michael Kerjalak and Curtis Auburn and Kenneth Packer are going to be able to walk through the field in a handful of laps. I mean, I'm maybe not all the way to the lead, but
Yeah, well, it depends on how aggressive, right, they want to be. I think if you're aggressive enough, I think you go 3 wide, 4 wide, whatever you got to do to get back inside that top 5.
I mean, that's true for the stage points, but if you're not going to take a set of tires at the stage break, being aggressive may hinder you in that third and final stage. We'll just have to see how it plays out, as our speculation is rarely correct.
If it's me, I go for it.
Yeah, I give it all it's got and just burn a set of tires. You know what I mean? Get these valuable stage points, burn a set of tires, and hope that the last of the race goes green flag. But the 16 ran long for a while, so he had an extra set in his pits, more than the 88. As the pace car is
Yeah,
off.
and I think the 38's in that same boat with the 16. I think they get an extra set. So pace car is off.
Should be firing inside the Geico restart zone. So they head off and down into one. The 88 back out front. Oh, is there wrecking behind
Ooh,
them?
caution.
Tyler Nelson and Michael Kerjalak. Michael Kerjalak was just in to get fresh tires. Not what he wanted to happen here. Let's see what went on here to bring out the caution flag. 54 is at the inside. Okay, yeah, the 85 of Nelson there just comes off the wall, comes down in I don't know if that was maybe a little net code. We're going to back it up and take a look here. Maybe from, let's do it from a different angle if we can. Actually, let's do it this way.
Yeah, he may not have known that they were 3 wide either. It almost looked like the 85 was kind of coming down for a normal entry.
Right, he wasn't entering up against the wall, and maybe the 41 was going to enter the center because he had another car that was inside. I agree with that assessment. So this only helps the guys in the front. I mean, this really is going to hurt. Obviously, it hurt Michael Kerjalak, but it's really going to hurt Greg Barnett, who did gain 2 spots. He and Tommy Osborne and
yeah, but
Curtis
in the same breath, I mean, the 38, they would probably come down under this stage break and just top off on fuel and maybe come out with the lead. So it's one of those deals. You're not working your tires hard now, so you might as well just top it off and hope for the best.
And since a caution came out, and we know we're going to have another caution here in just a couple of laps for the stage break, you may say, hey, I'm not even going to worry about trying to get into the stage points. I want to save this set, like you're saying. Hold on to that set, and don't run them hard for just a couple of laps where it's really not going to net you much gain. It's really tough to say though, Dave, because points do matter. I mean, every single point you can get on track matters when it comes down to getting in these playoffs. Especially if you don't already have that win to put you in.
Yeah, I think right now, like for me, the 88's the best car on the track. Going to be very hard to beat that 88. I think the only way to do it is to outplay him, right? To maybe run a different strategy, something that puts that 88 in a bad position. Um, just do what you can from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonna
Because
have
we
to.
know after this caution at the stage, the 88 will be down to one set of tires remaining. So that could hinder him. We're just gonna have to see how it works and how it plays out here through that final stage.
Is it looks like we're gonna restart here. Maybe with I don't know. They're gonna go 2x2 this time. Not sure. It doesn't look
Yeah,
like
we'll,
it might be like we might just have a one lap shootout to the end of this stage. Not
we'll
sure.
see when they cross the line. They're still working down the backstretch.
It's going to be one or two laps. You're right. So they could still double them up at the line, which would restart us on lap 98, and then we will throw another caution at the end of lap 99 for the stage break.
Yeah, so a little short, little 2-lap shootout.
A lot can happen in 2 laps, and likely will here on the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series. This is the Twister 240 at Kansas. You're watching the SimWorld Racing Network right here on YouTube.com. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments and the viewers just tuning in to watch good racing. We enjoy bringing this to you week in and week out. We hope you're enjoying yourselves at home.
Yeah, I really enjoy calling the races here for the Quick Finishers Racing League. Good group of drivers, very clean, smart racers, and usually give us a pretty good show each and every week. But Zulu now in that 98 is going to restart on the outside. Good run here in the late stage of stage 2 for Zulu.
Yeah, and a good chance to capitalize on some very valuable points here. Heading towards these playoffs. Pace car's off. Fires off in the Geico restart zone, gets out to a good jump over the 98 of Zulu. 22 now looking to his inside, trying to take that second spot away.
And Will with ease, good run for the 22 through turns 1 and 2, getting side by side with the 88.
98 has an issue, but battle for the lead. The 22 now gets around this. Oh, tries to, gets really tight.
Oh, they're stacking up behind him, still straight. 88 is going to keep that momentum.
Touch. 3 and 98 touch.
Greg Barnett, 1 lap to go in the stage. Greg Barnett making some moves here with those 4 fresh tires.
75 on the outside of the 3 wide, 53, 3 and 75.
Oh, they're wrecking down the back. Caution is out. Michael Bover.
The caution was coming out anyway, but yeah, Michael Boom was involved. Michael Bover, Curtis Sauber was involved. Let's back up and see what happened to these guys back here. So we see the 5. The 2 gets into the wall. The 84 reacts to it and just comes down and stacks them, wads them up. 5 goes backwards hard into the wall. So yeah, it looks like that started, Dave. Looks like that started. Take another look at it here. Oh, and then the 54 just loses control trying to get up speed. It looks like the 2 is going to bounce off the wall here. He does. Now, the 84 either got loose or was reacting to it. He's completely sideways. He comes down and hooks the 5. And they're both sideways in front of this 54. Curtis Sovereign, who has nowhere to go.
It looks like winner of stage 2 is going to be Eric Thornton once again, sweeping the stages.
Hitting pit road. Yeah, I apologize for that. I kind of forgot about being the stage in there. 88 hits pit road. We're going to watch his pit stop here and see if they get him off in the first position. Everyone comes down. So, all the speculating we did about Barnett. Now, Barnett is scored. Well, we'll have to see when he leaves pit road. But he did gain, like you said, a bunch of valuable spots there as the right sides are up on the 88 and the 22. Left side's going up now. James Bowden leaves. James Bowden was a great... Oh, wait. Okay, he didn't come down.
Okay,
Greg
so
Barnett got out.
Greg Barnett did exactly what I thought he would do. Fuel only for Barnett and Kenneth Pack, where they were on pit road late in stage 2.
Yeah, Michael Kerjelak and Tyrone Yo both did the same thing as well. Moves them up a few spots there. So the big loser on this is going to be the stage 1 and 2 winner, as Eric Thornton is back in the 14th position. Oh, Eric Thornton may be out of session.
Ooh, boy.
As I don't have him anymore. Did it happen to him again? Did it happen to the points leader once again?
Not sure what happened.
Yeah, not in session anymore, folks. So dominated the first 2. So he gained a lot of points as far as stages go, but will not win this race tonight. Greg Barnett is your leader in the number 38, followed by Kenneth Pack. Chris Essery is third and did take 4 tires. By the way, he'll be the first one on 4 tires, sitting in the 3rd spot. So not too bad depending on what his tires look like in the pits, though. We don't have a tire count as to what he's got left. Michael Kerjelak is 4th. Zulu drops to 5th after the pit stop there with those guys taking fuel and all. But Zulu took 4 tires. James Nelson come off 6th with 4 tires. Gregory Robinson, Clayton Cyrus, Lee Walter Huber, and Mark Hollifield Sr. round out your top 10.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what happened. It shows that Eric Thornton manually disconnected from the session, so I'm not sure what happened.
I mean, sometimes when we're doing this, something real life comes into play, which, Dave, I may have to jump up for about a minute and a half here. I'm going to put you on our leaders for this restart, and I will be right back. As real life is kicking in for me, too, I will join you back in just a second.
Okay, so we're going to have a new leader at the front of this field, the 38 of Greg Barnett. They are stacked up double file looking for restart next time by. So yeah, it looks like Greg Barnett in the 38, the 16 of Kenneth Pack came down and took fuel only, as they only had maybe 5 or 6 laps on their tires. We'll see how that plays out moving forward here. 22 has been pretty quick all night. He's on 4 fresh tires, so we'll see what the difference in tires actually do here. The pace car is off, and the drivers head for that Geico restart zone. And they are off. Good jump for the 38. 22 is going to try to follow suit with the 38, get underneath the 16 here as they head into turn number 1. 22's been able to get good runs all night through turns 1 and 2. And another good run there for the 22 this time. So 22 new leader, 22 of Chris Essery moves to the front, getting by the 38 of Greg Barnett. Now Greg Barnett's going to get back to him. Look to the outside here in turn one. Can't quite make the pass there through turns 1 and 2. Going to follow in line behind the 22. Caution is out. Have an issue with the 2 of Tyrone Yo, the 12 of Dustin Matney. Sorry, folks, I do not have control of the replay. As soon as Mr. Hara gets back, we will take a look at that for you. Oh yeah, so this started. We'll get the replay for you folks, but this started with the 4 of Mark Hollifield got loose coming off the wall into the 12, and Tyrone Yo Jr. in that 2 car had nowhere to go.
Oh, sorry about that, Dave. I am back with you.
All right, go back and take a look. Show the folks at home the replay of a wreck. It was between the 4 of Mark Hollifield and the 12 of Dustin Matt.
And let me see if I can find that right fast. I apologize, folks. My dog is having a little bit of a belly issue tonight. Showing Tyrone Yo.
Yeah, it started ahead of Tyrone Yo. Tyrone was just caught up in the aftermath.
Yeah, so I don't really show it on here. Let me jump to Dustin Matney, and then we'll try to where he passes Mark Hollifield Sr.
Yeah, it looked like the 4 had come off the wall and kind of collected the 12.
See if this is the spot here. 4 is high going into 1. Oh, yes. Just bounces off the wall a little bit, gets down and into the side of the 12. And then the 2 just comes barreling through. Wow. Oh, big hit to the 12. Big hit to the 12. Yikes. It's James Bowden, Michael Boone, Tyrone Yo Jr., Mark Hollifield Sr., and Dustin Matney all came down pit road for service, get some repairs done to these vehicles. Lap 108 of 161 here in the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series Twister 240 from Kansas Speedway. Thank you for watching the Sim World Racing Network. We are here with you every Friday night for the Quick Finishers Racing League. We're here for, let's see, Dave, we have the All-American Racing League Truck Series coming up. I believe this is the last week before they take kind of a big break in the schedule, but
yeah, trucks will be Sunday night at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Worldwide Technology Raceway Sunday night. Be sure and join us for that race. It's a lot of these same drivers, as well as more drivers or different drivers from the All-American Racing League that only run exclusively in that series. We'll be running in that truck race, and then on Tuesday night, the All-American Racing League Cup Series Next Gen cars will be at Worldwide Technology as well. Dave and I will be in that race, and Nathan Christensen will be up here with you in the booth. Call in that one again. That's Tuesday night. So we've turned some laps there, Dave, and it's definitely interesting. It's surely not like Daytona. Worldwide Technology is kind of like a Darlington shape where 1 and 2 are completely different than 3 and 4, but it's also a kind of a more flat track than Darlington. You're looking at a little over a mile around the track, less than, I think it's what, 1.2, 1.4, maybe 1.2 around that guy. But yeah, so it's going to be some good tight action there for the All-American Racing League. But we're here tonight to settle this one in the Twister 240 at Kansas for the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series as they're stacked back up side by side. Lights are out on the pace car. Chris Essery in the 22 is your leader, will be the control car on this restart inside the Geico restart zone. Dave, we were supposed to get, yeah, we'll figure that out. As Chris Essery is going to fire off here shortly and get us going once again. Lap 110 of 161. Good jump for the 22.
Yeah, they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, the 41 thought better of it.
75 goes low, gains a couple of spots there. He and Kenneth Pack. Kenneth takes over second with James Nelson following him through to get that third spot. 38 now looking to the inside.
Going to cross over the 75, grab that spot, move
75 into the wall.
To third.
41 gets by. 75 gets a piece of the wall there, just a little bit on the right side. 3 and Gregory Robinson trying to get to the inside of the 98 of Zulu. Can't make it happen this time by. .38 now working on this 16 of Kenneth Pack. Moves to the inside. 41 of Kerjelak's going to try to come along with him. Again, those Chris Essery has fresh tires as well as James Nelson in 5th. So James is just trying to navigate some traffic here with his fresh tires. But again, he just got up into the wall, so maybe those tires weren't heated up enough. He got loose right there on the interior and had to kind of check up. 98's looking to his inside.
Yeah, the 98 can't make it work down there on the bottom. It looks like most of the field is now single file. Yeah, I see the 98 in the wall a little bit. Looks like the 38 of Greg Barnett slowly reeling in our leader.
Yeah, Dave, last time by, the leader ran a 31.40. Third place ran a 31.40, but this second place car of Greg Barnett ran a 31.18. So fastest car on the track with a 31.18, 2/10 faster than anybody else in the field.
Yeah, we'll see how that shakes out this time by at the line.
And he's not on fresher tires than these guys in front of him, you know? He's reeling that 22 in rather quickly. This time by, he ran about a 10th quicker than the leader. Michael Kerjelak stepped his up, though.
Yeah, it looks like Kerjelak probably the quickest car on the track.
Yeah, by about 5/1000ths of a second, or 5/100ths of a second there.
As a 38's trying to get to take a peek to the inside of the 22. Can't make it happen there.
Pack dropping through the field. Not sure what happened. Looks like the guys are... Yikes, some tight battle in there as the 54 is now looking to the inside of the 3 of Robinson. Oh, Robinson bounces off the wall a little bit.
38 in the wall as well up front.
Yeah, that cost him some time as he had caught the 22. Battling back here through the field as the 16's trying to work his way back to the outside of the 54. To retake that position, can't get it done. Robinson to his inside. 19 of Huber and the 05 of Cyrus battling it out for this 9th position. As we see that 12 of Matney, I believe maybe a lap or more down at the moment. Tommy Osborne in that 1 has slowly and quietly moved himself back up into the 11th position. Trying to gain some spots here, closing in late on this race. So we're going to be coming to, we're about 42 to go, 43 to go at the moment. Chris Essery leading the way in the number 22 points. If I can speak, Pennzoil Ford. Followed by Greg Barnett, Michael Kerjelak, James Nelson, and Curtis Sauburn rounding out your top 5.
These drivers will need to make one more stop, I believe, to make it all the way.
Michael Kerjelak has taken over the 2nd position from Greg Barnett. He's now trying to chase down our leader. Kerjelak was about a 10th quicker than the leader the last time by. So we're looking ahead from Greg Barnett's gyro cam to that number 41. Is in 2nd place. Good gap between the 38 of Barnett and 75 of Nelson. Oh, as Barnett's into the wall. Car pushing up and smacking the wall there through 3 and 4. Now the front 2 cars are currently, they're pacing about the same lap times now. 3180. Around that marker. So no real gainer in that bunch. James Nelson trying to close the gap between he and the 38. Trying to see if there's any battles going on through the field. And it looks like right now everybody's just kind of winding these laps down a bit. I think they're all probably feeling that there's going to be another caution at some point, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if I don't think we've seen our last caution yet.
Well, we don't have any more scheduled cautions, as there were only 2 to be scheduled throughout this race. Those stages have come and gone, with the 88 winning both of those. And then we're really not sure what happened to Eric. I don't know if he's been in the chat yet or anything, but yeah, I don't see anything from him. But not sure what happened to Eric Thornton. I'm sure he's pretty upset about it, happening once again, or sweeping the stages once again and not able to complete the race. But for the drivers that are going to complete it, Chris Essery is your leader at the moment. Lap 125, 161 here in the Twister 240 from Kansas Speedway. Full disclosure, it's 241 miles, but 240 sounds cooler, so that's what we went with here. Didn't want someone doing the math and then be like, you guys are crazy. Which math isn't my specialty. So I leave all the math into Dave. The 75's starting to get a run on this 54 of Sauber, which I guess Sauber just got by him. Oh, as the 54 smacks the wall on the exit of 4. These guys are pretty good friends. The 54 and the 75, James Nelson. James Nelson got really loose there. 98 is going to get around the inside. But you know, it seems like anytime you're around each other, you see them racing the hardest too, Dave. And I know that happens with many drivers. The guys that you like running with, you're going to race harder with them usually than the guys you're not as comfortable being around.
Yeah, they're always together. More relevant that we see them together on restrictor plates.
3 wide. Sorry, Dave. 3's into the wall too. 16's gonna get around him. Yikes. That just happened really quick. They got 3 wide, and the 3 got up into the wall and lost a couple of spots there over it. So the 75, 98, 3 were battling it out. The 3 smacks the wall, which gives the 16 an extra position over the 3.
I'm curious now to see pit strategy here as the pit window is now opening for these drivers to pit and make it the rest of the way. They were last on pit road at lap 100, so somewhere between lap 30 and 130, 135, this window should be opening to be able to make it.
Yeah, that's a good observation there, Dave, because you're right. You know, are they going to split this in half? Are they going to do you try to run a little long and maybe trap somebody a lap or more down? What do you do here now that you may be coming upon some green flag stops, or at least in that window to do so? If you short pit, then you can get the advantage of the fresh tires, and possibly gain a lot of time back to these other drivers. I mean, if you're someone running just outside the top 5, I don't think I wait on the leaders.
Yeah, I think if you're going to short pit, you come now and see if you can take advantage of some fresh rubber. As the 3 of Gregory Robinson is doing just that as he is on pit road.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is going to kick it off, though. That's usually the way it happens is, you know, when a fast car comes to pit road, then the leaders start paying attention. It could completely change what you had in your mind set as a strategy if somebody short pits. And that's what we're seeing right now with this 3. See if he takes on 4 tires. Right sides are up. Going around to the left sides are going to go up. Yep, 4 tires
Yeah,
stop.
I think there's still too much racing left to not take tires at this point. I think what you got is what you got. You got to take them.
We got Greg Barnett and Kenneth Pack both on pit road this lap. Lap 132. James Nelson is in.
We'll see when the 22 hits pit road. He's not going to want to stay out too much longer now that the cycle has started.
Yeah, I don't think it's real smart. I mean, unless you just have no way of knowing if the caution is going to come out. So if it doesn't, then you're going to get burnt by the tire, you know, the short pit strategy.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where his tires are at, but he's been on pit road 4 times tonight. I believe he took tires as he is now on pit road. 22 is now entering pit road.
41 coming down
Along
with
with
him.
the 41.
41 really gets it in hot to the line, gains a lot of time on the 22. Curtis Sauburn takes over the lead there, followed by the 98 of Zulu. Lee Walter Huber and Clayton Cyrus battling for the 3rd position here. Chris Essery is in, gets his service done. Right side's up.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned the name of Huber or Cyrus much tonight. Those are 2 newcomers. Huber, I think this is his first race with Quick Finishers Racing League.
Yeah, as they're both coming down pit road. Well, let's take that back. Clayton Cyrus stays out. Huber's coming down. Tommy Osborne is in. Tyler Nelson is in. James Bowden is in. All coming in to get their service. As Curtis Auburn still stays out on track as your leader, followed by Zoltan Nagizulu in the 2nd position.
Yeah, Curtis was last in on lap 106, so he can run a little bit longer here if he chooses to, which looks like he is. Along with Michael Boone, who was last in on lap 107.
But his lap times, Dave, he's running 32.40s. Zulu has ran him down and going to pass him on the outside. Looks like the 54 may come to pit road this time, as he did kind of duck to the inside, indicating that he may be stopping here, as he is hard on the binders, bringing it down to the apron to bring it out in for his pit stop. Your leader, Zulu, in that number 98, pink and black Toyota.
Yeah, so when this cycles around, it should give the lead over to Greg Barnett, who is about half a second ahead of the 22 at the moment.
Yeah, I was curious to see where Gregory Robinson would come out of all this, but it looks like he didn't get enough time. Being the first car down, just didn't get enough time on those fresh tires for it to pay off. Zulu is in for his pit stop. Clayton Cyrus going to lead a lap in his very first race here under the pit cycles, as the 38's going to unlap himself by getting around the leader. 22 now going around the leader as well to get his lap back. Right sides are up on Zulu's car. Going to get that 4 tires and get off pit road here. 14.7 seconds. His pit stop. Michael Boone was last down on 107. He sits in the second spot right now. But again, still going to have to stop for fresh tires and fuel. I mean, he doesn't have to take fresh tires, but if he wants to be fast, he's going to need to. As Michael Kerjelak's back on the lead lap in that 5th position. Clayton Cyrus and that number 05 Toyota still leading this field. He brings him around to 21 to go here in the Quick Finishers Racing League Twister 240 from Kansas Speedway. You've been watching the Sim World Racing Network. We appreciate you joining us. Be sure and smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming races. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being in the chat. Let us know who you're pulling for any and every time you come in. As we see the 05 now coming down to get his service done to his car. Michael Boone coming in as well. Those are the last 2, yes.
That's going to hand the lead back over to Greg Barnett. Right now, that gap is closing down to 0.2 of a second, separate Greg Barnett and the 22, Chris Essery.
Yeah, the 22's been able to run him down. And has been fast all night. He battled with the 88 a little bit early on, some. We're going to see how this all works out as we're down to 20 to go. I just don't think we're done with caution flags, Dave. I'm not trying to wish anything on them, but that changes everything.
A caution would change everything. Like I said, I'm not sure how many sets of tires these drivers have, but we would find out.
Well, they only had 5 to change into, right? And we know some of these drivers have been on upwards of 7 times. 10 times for some of the drivers.
Yeah, I believe the 22 is out of tires. I believe he has used all 5 sets. I'm not sure about Greg Barnett.
Yeah, I don't know about Kenneth Pack either. Or I think Zulu may be on his final set now. Not certain of that. That's one addition I'd like added to our software SDK, if you're watching, if your developers are watching, I'd really like to know tire set counts.
As the 22 now to the inside of the 38 to take over that lead.
38 going to try to battle back on the high side, but Not enough to make it happen. So 22 is clear of the 38. Trying to throw that dirty air onto the nose of the 38 machine. Got a battle back here. Looks like the 3 of Robinson able to get around Zulu to take over the 4th position. This is some 7 seconds behind the lead battle. Looks like the green flag pit stops really separated the field here. And I guess I could have done this for you guys earlier, but we'll go ahead and do it now so you can see where your favorite drivers are on track in relation to other drivers. I was being a very bad host by not having that up for you guys already, so my apologies. But it's up now. You can kind of see where we are here in the final laps of this race. So we're coming to 15 to go for Chris Essery in the 22 and Greg Barnett in that 38. The 22 is pulled out to about 0.7 of a second now, Dave.
Yeah, the last thing the 22 wants to see is a caution flag.
Yeah, and this track does have a tendency with this banking the way it is to clean itself. It'll clear itself off as long as, you know, I think if it's a single car spin or something, as long as the driver is able to lock down their brakes and not come back up on track, then you don't get a caution flag. You know, and as long as they can get rolling. So I don't know, they're not bunched up enough to be getting that multi-car incident that I would expect, that I was kind of thinking we might see before this is over with. See a little smoke on through the tri-oval. I'm not sure what that was from. Chris Essery is your leader, and we're going to ask him if he finishes in the top 3, folks. At the end of this race, we will be interviewing the top 3 drivers. If he finishes in the top 3, we're going to make sure that we're pronouncing his name correctly. We believe we are, but we've been wrong before. So we'll find out from him if he makes it, if he finishes in the top 3 here tonight. But we've got 11 more laps to figure that all out. As Chris is now out to a 2.3 seconds over this man, Greg Barnett. Michael Kurgelak is running him down in that number 41 Ford, down to about 2.5 tenths behind this 38.
As the 41's in the wall. Lost a little bit of ground.
Yeah, he was down to 0.3, and then now he's at a 0.5 second. So he lost a couple tenths off that one right there. You're right. Curtis Sovereign holding on to that 5th position. Good night for Curtis. Tommy Osborne has rallied from his pit stop issues that he had to be in the 8th position now. Looks like something happened maybe to the 19. Okay, so the staying out long on the pits may have hurt him. I mean, Cyrus Clayton, who stayed out the longest, fell back. He and Michael Boone are running currently in 11th and 15th, respectively, after staying out long. But your leader by 3.2 seconds is Chris Essery over Greg Barnett and Michael Kurgelak. Gregory Robinson trying to fend off Kenneth Pack. As Kenneth looks to take over the 6th position, goes to the inside of the 3 down the backstretch. Oh, the 3 up into the wall in 3. 3 and 3.
Yeah, it looks like that was the closest battle on the racetrack at the moment. Looks like Kerjalak now is trying to get back to the inside of the 38.
7 to go. Coming to 6 to go. Leaders looking to lap the 5 and the 40 or 84. Beauvais, 22 to the inside of the 5 now. Got to be careful around the lap cars just to make sure that nothing takes you out of this race with only 6 laps to go. 84 is battling back on the outside, trying to stay on that lead lap, and does so for now. As the 5 is now going to go to the outside, try to get his lap back as the 84 is up into the wall. Whew. Now the 5 to the inside of the 84, fighting for that lucky dog.
That's the last thing the 22 wanted to see right there. At this moment, 5 to go.
Look, that cost him some time too. I mean, Barnett cut in is like now 2.8 seconds back to Barnett. But Chris Essery's now got some clean real estate in front of him. The next car for him to catch is the 19, which is quite some time in front of him.
Zulu here to the inside of the 41.
Oh, 41 into the wall. 98's going to get that pass done. Zulu's turned it on. I mean, he was some 3 seconds behind the 41 not 10 laps ago.
Yeah, Zulu's got a few lap fresher tires as well. Just so much ground to make up here on the when they got separated. But he's definitely coming to.
Oh, as the 41 doors him. 98 able to complete the pass on the 41. 41 now looking back to the inside. 98's gonna try to go to the split. Goes high on the 38. 41 thought about splitting him there and putting that 38 in the middle, but chose not to do that as moved Zulu to 2nd position.
Yeah, good charge back to the front for Zulu right there.
But we're coming to 2 to go here. As we're at 3 laps to go, we're coming to 2 to go for Chris Essery in the number 22 Pennzoil Shell Ford. With Zulu in 2nd, Greg Barnett 3rd, Michael Kerjalak 3rd. Oh, they're door to door, banging off of each other a bit as they fight for that 3rd position. Kerjalak's gonna get it. Move Kerjalak to 3rd, Greg Barnett to 4th, and Curtis Sobran rounding out your top 5.
So Chris Essery just wants to see that white flag right now.
Michael Boone wanted that lap back, and he went and got it. You know, I mean, you have every right to, as long as if you're a lap car, you typically don't battle the leader. But he was just on the lead lap, and now he's back on the lead lap. So I understand that. But as we come to 1 to go here, next flag ends the race, which means they'll race to the green to the checker flag here for Chris Essery, who holds 2.3 seconds over Zoltan Nagizulu.
Yeah, best battle right now is Greg Barnett and the 41 of Kerjalak side by side, bouncing off each other down the backstretch, trying to fight for that 3rd and final position.
As your leader comes off of 4, your winner of the Twister 240 at Kansas Speedway, Chris Essery, in the number 22 Ford. 2nd place.
Looks like Kerjalak's going to grab 3rd from Barnett.
Wow, what a battle. I kind of missed that one out, unfortunately. Curtis Sobran is 5th. Let's go ahead and get in our 3rd place driver and have a conversation with him about getting that last pass done there, Dave. 41 of Kerjalak.
Hey, Kurds, Dave and Dave in the booth, you got us?
Hey, Michael, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now, bud.
We got you. Hey, man, congrats on the battling it out there with Barnett. Just grabbing that 3rd place finish at the line by not by much. So congrats on that. But walk us through your race there a little bit. How'd it go for you?
Yeah, that was a very, very tough race with Greg there at the end. But I was really good on tires this race. I was pretty proud of myself. Tires didn't seem to wear too much. I felt solid on my long runs, and I'm pretty happy with the third place tonight. I kind of not very good at Kansas.
Hey, listen, Michael, you can't tell us that. You can't get us to believe that you aren't good at Kansas, coming home P3 with a great battle with Barnett there at the end. Man, congratulations on finishing in the top three. I'm gonna just turn the floor over to you, bud. Just shout out anybody you want to shout out, think who you want to thank, and congratulations on finishing third.
Want to congratulate the winner on his good, tough win. I want to congratulate Greg on that hard fought third place finish for myself. I'm sorry he had finished fourth, but it was tough. And I want to thank you guys.
Well, absolutely, man. Listen, it's our pleasure to do this week in and week out. And again, congratulations on a P3. We're going to send you back to celebrate with your friends. That was Michael Kurgelek, the number 41 Ford, getting P3 tonight. Good finish for him. Let's see if we can get Zulu in here and have a conversation with Mr. Zulu.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not seeing Zulu in the chat or Essery in the chat.
Oh no. Well, we wanted to bring interviews from these drivers tonight, but that's how it goes sometimes. I understand it. So let's go ahead and go through our finishing order here. As we have your winner tonight is newcomer Chris Essery in the number 22, bringing it home in first place. Second place, you have Zulu in that pink and black 98. Third place was Michael Kurgelek. You got a word with him there just a bit ago. Greg Barnett finished fourth. Fifth was Curtis Sauburn. Sixth was Kenneth Pack. Seventh was Gregory Robinson. Tommy Osborne bringing home an eighth place finish with Clayton Cyrus in ninth. James Bowden rounds out your top 10.
Yeah, 11th is going to go to Tyrone Yo Jr., 12th to Tyler Nelson, 13th, James Nelson, 14th, Michael Boone, 15th, Michael Bovair, 16th will go to Lee Huber, 17th to Dustin Matney, 18th goes to Mark Hollifield, and let's see if it works for me.
That's okay. I got you.
No.
Eric Thornton. What can we say about this guy? He swept both stages, folks, and something happened. We're not sure yet. Hopefully, we'll have a report for you by next week. But he finishes in 19th tonight. He disconnected, and we're not sure exactly what happened. But unfortunate for him. 20th was Ryan Steinhoff. 21st was newcomer Ken DePlanche Jr. And 22nd, hey, look, I finished ahead of Jim Hubble. So I had joined the practice session, so I shouldn't even be here. And Jim Hubble, I believe, got in the practice session but was unable to make the race. But nonetheless, this was a pretty exciting race tonight, don't you think, Dave?
And we do have Zulu in the chat now if we want to grab him.
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and talk to him. I'm sure the folks at home would like us to.
Hey, Zulu, Dave in the booth, you got us?
Yeah, I got you. Hi, Dave.
Hey, great run there, especially at the end. I noticed you pitted a little bit later on that run. And it just got separated and hard to get back to the front. I get it, but great run to get all the way back up to grab that second place finish. So congrats on that. And how was your race tonight?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I had that plan just to have the tires at the end of the race and have a good speed at the end. So I felt that it was good time lapse at the end. So maybe a few more laps and fighting for the first place. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, at one point, I mean, it was probably maybe 8 or 10 laps to go. I noticed you were like some 3 seconds behind Greg Barnett and Michael Kurgelak. And then we look up and you're passing them. So that was one heck of a run at the end. That strategy was definitely working out for you. Not quite enough to catch Chris, but yet very, very great run tonight, man. Congratulations on a P2. If there's anybody you would like to say hi to or give a shout out to or thank for this, then the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, thanks. I would like to say hi to Rada. He's he's not here. He couldn't join. Hi to Kathleen, to Gabi. I know they are watching the show, so yeah, thanks.
Well, absolutely, man. Well, listen, we're going to send you back to celebrate, but again, congratulations on a P2. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again next week.
Yeah, cheers.
All right, thank you. All right, that was Zulu in the number second position, that 98 Toyota, bringing it home P2. We didn't get an interview with Chris Esri, Dave, but this was a great show. I thought, we had a few cautions, we had some strategy play out, we had green flag pit stops, we had just a little bit of everything here at Kansas.
Yeah, it was a really good race throughout. I'd like to see that little bit of different pit strategy there, especially on the final stage. Makes it exciting, and yeah, good race. I was surprised to see Zulu there at the end with the little bit fresher tires, being able to get all the way back up to P2. So good for him, and again, congrats to Chris on the win.
Absolutely. Well, listen, this has been a blast up here in the booth. We'd like to thank each and every one of you at home who stuck around and watched this race with us tonight. As always, we enjoy it. Without you guys, there'd be no point in us doing this. So thanks for watching. Dave and Dave up here in the booth with the SimWorld Racing Network. This was the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series, race number 12, the Twister 240 from Kansas Speedway. Have a good one and good night.